Morning. Today our topic is the Nernst distribution law. The last topic in phase equilibria, that is the Nernst distribution law or partition law. Here we are discussing with the two immiscible liquids which are in contact with each other. What happens? The two immiscible liquids in contact with each other to such a system, we are adding a solute which is miscible with both the liquids. Then what happens to the solute? How the solute is distributed between the two immiscible liquids in contact with each other, that is given by the partition law or Nernst distribution law. How it is distributed? Solute added to two liquids which are immiscible with each other and in contact with each other. The distribution of a solute between two immiscible liquids in contact with each other occurs in such a way that the ratio of concentration of similar molecular species in two layers at equilibrium is a constant at constant temperature, irrespective of the total amount of solute and independent of any other molecular species present. This is the statement of the distribution law, that is a solute when is distributed between two solvents. The distribution takes place in a constant the distribution takes place in a constant ratio, that is the ratio of concentration of similar molecular species in two layers at equilibrium is a constant at a constant temperature. This is given by Nernst distribution law. This independent of the total amount of solute and independent of any other molecular species present. C1 and C2 are the equilibrium concentration of solute in first layer and second layer. Then C1 by C2 is a constant. K is the partition coefficient. Then factors affecting validity of distribution law. First is the temperature remains constant throughout the experimental measurements. The two solutions in equilibrium should be dilute. Presence of large quantities of solute in two layers would cause deviation from the ideal behavior of the solute and the solvents. Then third one is the two solvents must be immiscible or almost immiscible with each other, and their mutual solubility should not be altered by the presence of solute. The two solvents must be immiscible, completely immiscible or almost immiscible, and their mutual solubility, if they are almost immiscible, their mutual solubility should not be altered by the presence of the solute. No chemical reaction should take place between solute and solvents, and the molecular state of solute in both solvent must be the same. No association or dissociation, and the molecular state of the solute. That is next topic is, but these are the conditions for validity. First, temperature should remain constant. Solution must be dilute. The two solvents must be immiscible or almost immiscible, and their mutual solubility should not be affected by the presence of solute. അത് പറയുന്നതിന്റെ meaning എന്താ വെച്ചാൽ അപ്പൊ നമ്മൾ ഓയിലും വാട്ടറും രണ്ടും മ്യൂച്വലി ഇമ്മിസിബിൾ ആണ്, പക്ഷെ mutually immiscible ആണ്. പക്ഷെ if we are adding soap as solute to this system with water and oil, then their mutual solubility will be increased. Water will become soluble in oil, or oil will become soluble in water. In that case, the mutual solubility is affected by the presence of the solute. But here, it should not be like that. The mutual solubility should not be altered by the presence of solute. No chemical reaction between solute and any one of the solvents, and the molecular state of the solute must be the same. There should not be any association or dissociation in the solute in both the solvents. Thermodynamic derivation of distribution law. At constant temperature and pressure, the chemical potential of a component in two phases must be the same. That's condition. Chemical potential and we discuss the component in two phases which are in contact with each other. The chemical potential of a solute is the same in two phases. Two immiscible solvents, 1 and 2, in contact with each other, both containing a dissolved substance in equilibrium. Concentration of that dissolved substance be C1 and C2 respectively, with their chemical potential in two phases as mu1 and mu2 respectively. And according to thermodynamics, mu1 is equal to mu10 plus RT ln A1, and mu2 is equal to mu20 plus RT ln A2. Mu10 and mu20 are standard potentials. A1 and A2 are activities. At equilibrium and constant temperature and pressure, mu1 is equal to mu2. So mu10 plus RT ln A1 is equal to mu20 plus RT ln A2, or RT ln A1 by A2. And ഒരു ഭാഗത്തേക്ക് കൊണ്ടുവരാണ് RT ln മുഴുവൻ. അപ്പോൾ RT ln A1 by A2 is equal to mu20 minus mu10. Rearrange ചെയ്തു. So ln A1 by A2 is equal to mu20 minus mu10 by RT. But we know that mu20 is standard condition potential, chemical potential, and they have a constant value. So mu20 minus mu10 should always be a constant. So mu20 minus mu10 by RT should be equal to ln A1 by A2. Now ln A1 by A2 is a constant. So for dilute solution, this A1 activity is almost equal to concentration. So A2 is almost equal to C2. So C1 by C2 is a constant. This is the derivation of Nernst distribution law. Thank you.